Perfect.
That old devil moon.
Message from Starfleet, sir.
On screen, Lieutenant.
The Enterprise will proceed to the Alpha Proxima system. While the indigenous race on Proxima 3 has not reached a technological level commensurate with entering the Federation, and therefore under the protection of the Prime Directive of non-interference, we do maintain a discrete monitoring satellite. It has picked up activity from an asteroid in an elliptical orbit. You are to investigate without interfering with life on the planet.
According to the library computer, the Alpha Proxima system has 5 planets and an asteroid belt. A large asteroid is heading towards the inner planets and should pass close by Proxima 3. It passes through the interior of the system once every 200 years. The people of Proxima 3 call it Scythe, the same name as their god of war.
God of War, Mr. Spock? Isn't that a bit surprising from a people whose technology matches 20th century Earth?
Considering the level of warfare during that century, I'm surprised that it is Earth that did not have a god of war. In any case, about a millennium ago, Proxima 3 suffered a globally devastating war.
Blew themselves back to the Stone Age, Mr. Spock?
Late Bronze Age, Ensign. They rebuilt their world in half the time it had taken to get there originally. But the Armageddon was mythologized as a battle between the Sophs and Lucars. In that war, the planet was raised, and all the gods died except Scythe. He had rained fury down upon the world, then went off on a long dance of victory. His return is a time for worldwide soul-searching and atonement.
And Scythe returns and our monitoring station picks up activity.
It would seem that we should proceed to Alpha Proxima and scan Scythe.
Save new game.
Nothing to report at this time.
Scythe, a large asteroid in an elliptical orbit in the Alpha Proxima system. Spectral analysis of its composition indicates that it has minimal atmosphere and that it was once a moon of the planet Proxtrae, hurled out of its orbit by a catastrophe. The 17th letter of the Lucre alphabet is named Scythe, probably not by coincidence. Proxtrae, the 3rd planet in the Alpha Proxima system. This Class M planet is widely habitable except for zones of extreme radioactivity on the southern continent. About 1,000 years ago, the 2 dominant political systems, the Lucars and the Sophs, engaged in a nuclear war that resulted in the deaths of 3/4 of the world's population through direct or collateral damage. Proxtrae's current civilization is non-spacefaring and does not have contact with the Federation.
Okay.
Sophs, one of the 2 ancient races of Proxtrae. They lived in a highly advanced culture that valued the community ahead of the individual, which put them in conflict with the Lucars. The Sophs used base 4 in their mathematics, and their organization was based on units of 4 to make up sets of 100.
Okay, units of 4.
Lucars, one of the 2 ancient cultures of Proxtrae. See Sophs. The Lucars believed that a man who made the most of his ability was a god. Their individualism put themselves at odds with the communitarianism of the Sophs. The Lucars used base 3. Their organization was based on units of 3, making up sets of 99. The number 99 was known to have religious importance to them.
Okay.
Base 3, the mathematical basis for the Lucre culture. There are 3 numbers in base 3, 0, 1, and 2. Thus 3 in base 3 is 1, 0. 4 is 1, 1. 5 is 1, 2. 6 is 2, 0.
Trinary.
9 is 1, 0, 0. 17 is 1, 2, 2. And 99 is 1, 0, 2, 0, 0. Base 4, the mathematical basis for the Sophs culture. There are 4 numbers in base 4, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Thus 4 in base 4 is 1, 0. 7 is 1, 3. 8 is 2, 0. 12 is 3, 0. And 16 is 1, 0, 0.
Okay. Okay, then Alpha Proxima, so it's number 12, and let's check the copy protection.
Entering standard orbit.
Okay.
A sensor scan of Psi reveals surface features consistent with damage left by a nuclear attack. It would seem to have been a target during Proxima's war.
Psi rained fury down on the planet and then left on a dance of victory. A missile base, Captain?
It would seem to make sense.
Captain, I just monitored a narrow beam message from Scythe to Proxima 3. I don't have it all. I just caught a bit of the initial burst. I'm attempting a translation, but it appears to be a computer code.
Any response from the planet?
The Proxtrites will not have the equipment necessary to understand and reply to that code for another 25.6 years at their present rate of development.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, we've had some slight problems with the transporters.
We didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the main transporter program. Mr. Kyle is loading a backup and we're performing tests. The transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
As expected, Captain, the source of power emanations lies beyond that door.
A power source that has lasted millennia and endured major catastrophes. That's fascinating, Mr. Spock.
Do you have Vulcan blood, Ensign?
No, sir.
Captain, I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
Okay.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan. Do what you can, Mr. Scott.
Aye, I will, Captain. I may yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your number one priority.
That it is, Captain. We'll keep you informed. Scott out.
There's nothing there requiring...
A working display panel, Captain. A working display panel, Captain. A working display...
I certainly see nothing there. There's not much I can do.
A working display panel.
Code.
Unremarkable. 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 I cannot get readings from this range, Captain. But if we do not hurry, there will be nothing left to get a reading on. Unremarkable except for low-grade power emanations from the... The rocks have a high quantity of triphosphorus silver in them.
Triphosphorus, okay.
Unremarkable except for low-grade... As expected, Captain.
A power source that has lasted millennia.
Do you have Vulcan...
No, sir.
As expected, Captain.
A power source.
Do you have Vulcan blood?
No, sir.
A lens sits above the doorway, but is it mere decoration
Working display panel, Captain.
It looks like some sort of display panel.
What's the code?
That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them.
99 or 100 was.
It's what I was afraid of, Jim. The thin atmosphere of this moon doesn't provide enough protection from cosmic rays. We shouldn't stay here any more than a few hours.
Okay.
You failed to obtain anything.
Working display panel, Captain. I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucre's Base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99.
Yep.
A security lock.
Report, Scotty. How are things going?
About as badly as a killed in a blast furnace, Captain. Wait a minute. Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who found the pattern. We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Computer science sounds more like medicine every day.
If we had a doctor as good with computers as you are with patients, we'd be having a lot fewer problems.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura. Kirk out.
A computer terminal, Captain. It uses the Lucre alphabet. I think I can decipher it. The interior of the security lock is unremarkable and well preserved. The interior of this door is similar to the one on the outside of the secure lock, except that it has not weathered over the years. Electrical panels indicate the keypad on the right controls the door. The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed one successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, It assumes the softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there.
If we
destroy
destroy
it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Yep.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Luca's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down.
They're learning lots of in the airlock. Okay.
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed one successful fire mission.
22%?
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 80.
It says the base has been operational for a week.
If the Lucas built, there is a soft one soft structure.
So why is the base...
Given the damage, because it's
Jim, let's...
Doctor, this...
Spock is...
Spock!
1.3...
Okay.
The interior of the security... The interior of the Fascinating. If the Federation language studies were correct, the ideograph for the word scythe in the Lucas language is the 17th symbol in their alphabet that corresponds with 122 in Base 3.
Lot of stuff that
Captain,
you had to
we
read
have a cure for the
in the
computer
ship.
virus.
Well done, Uhura.
I modified Cuthrell C to exclusively attack the Lucre virus. They annihilated each other, Captain.
Fascinating, Lieutenant.
The Klingons aren't going to be happy to learn that they helped us. How about the phasers and tractor beams?
We may get the tractor beams online in time, Captain. I'm afraid even the backup phaser transmission codes were affected. We could destroy some missiles manually, but if this complex decides to launch more than 10 missiles at a time...
Understood. The ball is in our court. We'll give it our best shot. Kirk out.
This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphorus silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. Circuits and atmosphere pumps are hidden in the walls. Circuits and
Save new game. Save new game. Cancel. Replace. Save new. Cancel. Delete. Replace previous.
Can't say I like the decor.
The Lucas did not leave behind many examples of their architecture.
I can see why.
These are display panels for the laser drill. They are still functional. Captain, with the 3K AG content of the surface rocks and the tricorder scan of the pattern inside the lock, I believe the laser drill can be used to fashion the ID card needed to open the sealed door in the other chamber.
Okay.
The drill is unremarkable. Captain, nothing can be gained by trying to...
Okay, that's a lot.
These are display... These are display... These are display panels for the laser drill. They are still... Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation.
Proper coordinates, okay.
You retrieve a rock.
This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphorus silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder.
Okay, so we have a pattern.
Nothing to report.
So we have now the pattern in the tricorder, but we need somehow get it to this machine, right?
I used the keycard pattern scanned from the lock to program the drill.
Okay.
It should now be able to make a template of the keycard in the rock.
Spock, why don't you check out those laser drill controls?
I think I'm basically making same mistakes than 30 years ago. It's probably pretty hot.
This appears to be the brain of Scythe. There are two identical but isolated computers that communicate with a third, which controls the launch of missiles.
I think this was like a pretty hard.
Save new game. Can delete. Save new game. Cancel. Delete. Replace previous game.
This computer is functional and performing an average 0.75 million operations per second. This computer is functional and performing an average 1.2 million operations per second. This computer directly controls the missile launch system. There is no way to interface with it directly, but the other two computers are accessible.
Basic hacking.
A crude uranium-235 nuclear device with lithium-beryllium shells to increase heavy particle fallout.
Wait, shouldn't like there be a half-life with the nuclear weapons?
Readings indicate an extremely high radiation level beyond those doors. It would be fatal to proceed beyond them. A crude uranium...
In this mission we use Spock constantly. He does every work here.
Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.31 hours adjusted. Welcome to Side Operations Center, Alpha Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 3.21 hours adjusted.
Captain, something is wrong with the computers. They may be twins, but they are not identical.
It appears they are out of sync, Captain. I have to assume the Alpha unit has a virus, which is using up an incredible amount of computing time.
Which we
They
got
report different
already.
optimum launch times, which is right.
Given the elliptical orbit and the range at which they will pass Proxtree, the Omega unit is correct, but the window is very narrow. A variation of minutes will mean the missiles run out of fuel and fall harmlessly into the sun.
Can you reprogram the Lucas computer to give us that time, Mr. Spock?
Reprogramming an old alien computer is not simple, Captain. The odds against success are 10,221 to 1 against.
Too bad all Omega here couldn't just take a sick day and miss the firing.
Because the two machines are isolated, the virus did not spread from one to the other.
If we could only bridge them.
Let's use the cable.
The connector snaps into place. This computer is marked with the last letter.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.54 hours adjusted.
The launched missiles will run out of fuel before they reach Proxtree. They will drift into the sun and burn up.
Okay, that was great.
Kirk to Enterprise, how are the transporters, Scotty?
They're operational again, Captain. We're ready to bring you back at any time.
Bring us home.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Proxima 3 and evaluate your performance at 96%.
96.
You and your crew received 3 commendation points.
What did we miss?
The top brass at Starfleet are impressed. Outstanding work, Jim.
Hard to believe that Earth came so close to the brink itself.
Vulcans, too. Both, in the end, looked into the abyss and came to the only logical conclusion.
Logic?
Humans duped themselves.
I'm dreaming, Jim.
Sometimes it is harder and braver to make peace rather than war.
Sounds like emotion had its part to play in a positive sense, too.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to bid an emotional goodbye to Alpha Proxima myself.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Sulu.
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Captain's log.
It's a dish.
We are arriving at the last known position of the USS Republic, which reported that it was under attack 12 hours ago.
Captain, the ship's sensors have picked up what appears to be a starship. Minimal life support, minimal engine power, and only 2 life forms, one on the bridge, the other in sickbay. Both appear to be gravely injured. It is the Republic.
Okay, that's not good. Well, it's slightly damaged.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
I am preparing an information packet for Starfleet. Shall I send it or wait for you to return?
Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24.
My God, Jim, what kind of butcher would do something like this?
I don't know, Bones. We're too far from the Klingon and Romulan borders for it to be one of their ships.
Enterprise to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here. What is it, Scott?
We picked up a distress signal. It appears a trading vessel is having a wee bit of trouble with their warp drive. What condition is the Republic in?
It's a mess, Scotty.
Total
Life
loss.
support's functioning, but that's about it.
I've done a primary scan of the Republic's systems. Main and auxiliary power is out. Life support is stable. I also read that communications are operable.
Should we beam you back, Captain?
Do the sensors read any other ships in the sector?
Besides the trade vessel, this sector is clear, sir.
Mr. Scott, we will continue here. Assist the trade ship and return here. If we need assistance, we'll contact you.
You sure you'll be all right, Captain?
Yes, Scotty, just don't take too long. Kirk out. Well, gentlemen,
What
let's see if we
could
can
go wrong?
re-establish power.
Jim, don't forget. There's another survivor on board. We've got to find him. They're dead, Jim. All of them.
Captain, records indicate that this ship was attacked by a Constitution-class starship.
Any idea of which one it was?
I am reading a record of the transponder signal, NCC 1701. It's the Enterprise, Captain.
Gasp.
Someone must have tampered with the computer records.
May I remind you, Doctor, that the main computer of a Constitution-class starship has safeguards against such an intrusion. Furthermore, I do not see any discrepancies in any of the files that I am able to access.
We're too late. This man must have died just a few moments ago.
Can you bring him back?
Punctured lung, nerve damage, brain damage, fractured arm and ribs. It's a miracle he lasted as long as he did. He's not coming back, Jim. They're dead, Jim. They're dead, Jim. They're dead, Jim.
Okay. Not too happy.
They're dead, Jim. All of them.
Yeah, first time I played this mission, I thought, what the fuck? Yep, that's true. Okay, that's nice. Right. Bridges here. Auxiliary control. Yep. Not great.
Save new game.
Nothing to report, Captain.
This person's dead, Jim.
He's dead, Chief.
Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. Tricorder indicates that the panel is currently sealed by Federation standard molecular bonding cement.
Cement, okay.
This corridor leads to This corridor leads to This corridor leads to This corridor leads to auxiliary control. It is a real mess. This corridor leads to The panel has been fastened shut with some kind of sealant.
So what else is here?
This corridor leads to auxiliary control.
Oops.
It is a real mess. A molecular saw, the
Saw.
23rd century equivalent of a hacksaw.
Okay, nice.
You retrieve the molecular saw.
What else?
Nothing happens.
Okay, we can't use it here. And sick bay is the second place. There's transporter room, weapons bay. Sick bay is here.
They're dead, Jim. All of them.
One of the many battered corridors of the USS Republic. It has seen better days. There is a twisted mess of wire and metal falling from the gaping hole in the ceiling. It is blocking access to Turbolift 2. Save new game.
I think this was pretty classical
Save new
scene.
game. Cancel delete. Save cancel delete. Replace previous game.
He's dead, Jim. I can't bring it.
I can't believe it. That's Brittany Murata. I knew her from my academy days. We studied alien history together.
She's suffering from severe trauma and internal bleeding. I'll see what I can do.
Do what you can, Bones. I need to find out what happened here.
She's in bad shape, Jim. I've tried to stabilize her, but it doesn't.
You pick up the empty hypodermic injector.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there. There is nothing at the moment.
No! You won't get us!
Murata, what happened?
They said it was the Enterprise. They had visual confirmation.
What about the Enterprise?
You killed us, Jim. We were friends for you. I trusted you.
It wasn't the Enterprise, Murata.
There's nothing more I can do.
You retrieve the medical drill.
There is nothing at the moment from...
Life support must have gone down during the fight. Most of the people died from shock before the backup systems came online. Life support must have...
Okay, everyone is dead. These things here look like a Pac-Man.
Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Nothing happens. This is a length of heavy-duty insulated power cable.
I could use it.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Okay, is it like
Nothing happens. The debris is blocking the turbolift doors. You've taken the cable.
Okay, didn't need to cut it. Okay, so can we can get finally use the phaser. Okay, that one.
Captain, the support beam for the ceiling is damaged here. There will be no way to safely clear out the debris without a replacement.
Yeah, wasn't
There is
so
a
smart.
twisted mess of wire and metal falling from the gaping hole in the ceiling. It is blocking access to... The debris is blocking the...
Engineering is over here.
This turbo lift cannot reach that area of the ship. This turbo lift cannot reach that area of the ship. This turbo lift cannot reach that area of the ship.
Okay, so inaccessible.
This turbo lift.
Okay, so second turbo lift is actually like accessible, but we need to do something for this so we can support it, apparently. So we don't have all of the items. There's this thing here.
The support beam is still attached to the hull. The support beam is still attached.
But I suppose we need to cut it somehow.
The molecular saw easily cuts through the beam, separating it from... You pick up the beam. It's a little heavy, but you manage it. The support beam has already been detached. Nothing happens.
The ceiling appears stable. We should now be able to use Turbo Lift 2, Captain. Captain, I'm picking up a functioning energy source in the immediate vicinity.
Save new game. Save new, cancel, delete, replace, save new game, cancel, delete, replace previous.
Okay. Nice. So,
This corridor leads to the Republic's engineering section. A rather large pile of debris. A look of terror is still etched on the face of this crewman. This is a junction box used for temporary rerouting of engineering circuits.
okay, so we need to be the MacGyver once again.
This is an engineering circuit junction box. It is used for temporary rerouting of power. Without using one of these devices set to the proper impedance, an overload can occur.
There's two holes, so we need cables once again. Cable guide the game. We have one cable here, but we need
I'm picking up a high energy power source somewhere under the debris. I recommend caution, Captain.
He looks at you with a...
Oh my God, Jim, is that what I think it is?
It's a box.
Yes, Doctor. It is a portable fusion power pack.
And I just
a few
should
centimeters
phaser
lower
at it.
with that phaser, and half this section would be history, not to mention us.
Actually, Doctor, 3.2 centimeters. And based on our proximity to the explosion and the angle of the beam.
Thank you, Spock. I think we get the point.
Jim, are you mad? Put that phaser away.
Okay.
You pick up the portable fusion power... Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Okay, so what do we have here?
Nothing to report. Nothing to report, Captain.
Don't say nothing if it isn't
Captain.
nothing.
Nothing to report, Captain. The impulse engines are intact, Captain. We could use the fusion reactors from the impulse engines to restore power, but the lines have been severed to the power regulator.
Can we reroute the power lines?
We should be able to, Captain, if we can find a suitable supply of power cable. We will need to route the power through a junction box so we can set an impedance level. A direct connection to the regulator would cause an overload.
You connect a length of cable between the impulse engine and the junction box.
Okay, we need more, definitely. And I like the fact how close this is to the original TV series.
This was the engineering section. This was the engineering section of the USS Republic. The panel opens easily. The oil seeps into and loosens the debris.
Okay, apparently it was VD40 or something.
The door is jammed shut.
Readings of the door indicate a jam in the gear mechanism. I fail to see the logic.
The door is jammed shut.
Okay, still jammed shut.
The gears are completely cleared of debris.
Okay, nice. Okay, we remember this place from the
Save
TV
new game.
series.
Cancel. Replace. Save new game. Cancel. Delete. Replace previous. These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for the Republic. Though they are intact, the ship is in no condition to move under her own power.
Nothing to report, Captain. This input-output slot for the record decks is still functional, Captain. This input-output slot for the...
You take the record decks. You fail to obtain any... This is the impulse power allocation control. Indicators currently show no power. These are the auxiliary. This is a standard input-output slot for record decks.
This input-output slot.
These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for...
The impulse power allocation controls are functional, but there is no power available, Captain.
Mr. Spock, what is the status of the ship's computer?
There is extensive damage to the main processing unit of the ship's computer. It will take several days at a starbase to repair.
We don't have several days, Mr. Spock.
Unless we can find a suitable computational alternative, there will be no way to control the ship's systems.
That's just great, Spock. We don't exactly carry an M5 computer in our inventory.
Correct, Doctor. However, there may be another alternative. Linked tricorders,
Linked
along with the
tricorders,
circuits
again.
of the data reader, should have the processing power necessary to control a single starship system.
Yeah.
Thank goodness
Mobile
for parallel
phone.
processing. I don't know what computers could do without it.
their power for this?
Captain's log. Stardate 6087.6. The Republic is currently approaching the Vardane system. Sensors have detected unusual energy fluctuations near one of the Vardanian moons. Starfleet has ordered us to investigate. Captain's log. Stardate 6087.8. We are under attack by 2 unidentified ships. I don't know how they could have approached undetected. They must have some kind of cloaking device, although there are no reports of Romulans in this sector.
Nothing happens.
Captain's log. Stardate 6088.1. We have successfully driven off our assailants. Major damage has been sustained by our warp engines. Communications has reported that USS Enterprise is in sector. I requested Mr. Scott's assistance in repairing damage to the Republic. With luck, we will be fully operational in a couple of days.
Captain's log. Stardate 6088.5. First Officer Andrade commanding. The Enterprise has inexplicably opened fire upon us. Captain Patterson has been mortally wounded. We have sustained major damage to all systems. Impulse power is out. We cannot understand why.
There are no more log decks, Captain.
Okay.
Save new game. Captain, replace save new game. You take the engineering technical.
Okay, let's get back.
Captain, I have examined the engineering journals. According to Chapter 18, we can run...
Jim, do we really need a lesson in starship engineering?
Spock, just tell me if they will help.
Why, yes, Captain.
Spock crudely attaches the science tricorder to the computer console.
There's nothing there.
Spock crudely attaches the medical...
Both tricorders are rigged into the main computer's central processing unit. We now have enough computational power to control a single ship's system.
Enterprise here. We're still tracking the distress call. Are you all right, sir?
Yes, Uhura. Just wanted a status report. Kirk out.
Captain, look!
That ship was cloaked.
Fascinating.
Is that all you can say?
Captain, I suggest we try to raise the shields.
Save new game.
Oh no.
Mr. Spock, what is the condition of the fire control system?
There is no power allocated to the weapons system. With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Weapons. Shields.
Shields are up, sir.
Captain, we are being hailed by the Alassi, Captain.
Put it on screen, Spock.
Well, if it isn't Captain Kirk. Fancy meeting you out here all alone in such a shabby starship.
What do you want?
You should be more civil, considering your Enterprise is far away on a mercy mission helping that poor traitor.
It was a setup?
I can see why they made you captain.
Yeah.
I assume since you haven't blasted us to bits, you want something.
Why, yes I do. It seems you failed to give one of my associates some rather important information.
The Masada, I presume. You want the locations of all your imprisoned comrades?
Yes, Kirk. The Republic's computers will have the data just as your Enterprise would. I give you 1 minute to comply.
Just try and get it. You can't threaten me.
Okay.
It will take time. The controls are smashed and the main computer's badly damaged. It will take hours to get power to the computer banks.
He's using this line again.
Maybe I should just pump a few torpedoes into your shields and check it out for myself.
The Republic will fall apart if you fire on us. Then you'll never get the data.
All right, Kirk. We'll do it your way. I would rather not kill you. Besides, as an old friend that wants to meet you, I give you 30 minutes. And remember, no tricks.
Captain, the main computer is far beyond.
Shut up, Spock.
30 minutes then. Kirk out.
With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to
Weapons, shield, transporter weapons, shield, transporter circuits.
Captain, the Alassi can surely detect the lower...
Spock, what about the fusion power pack? Could we use it to power the transporter?
I believe so, Captain. It would require a connection to the transporter circuits in the main control console.
Okay, this is what we already...
I fail to see the logic in... With impulse power...
Weapons, shield, transporters, weapons.
Captain, the Alassi can surely detect...
These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for the Republic. Though they are intact...
I fail to see the logic in...
Okay, what else?
Jim, since we do not have what they want, I don't think it's a good idea to contact them until we are able to defend ourselves.
With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Weapons.
Captain, the Alassi can surely detect the lowering of our shields. They will undoubtedly try to board us if we lower them.
These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for the Republic. Though they are intact... These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls.
This is the photon torpedo launching control.
This is the fire control. A red flashing light is currently indicating a jam
Okay,
in the
now we know
loading
it.
mechanism.
Now we know it.
Captain, the torpedo loading system is malfunctioning. To clear it, we will have to physically examine the mechanism. Currently, all turbolift access to the torpedo bay is blocked by a hull breach. It is imperative that we get the weapons online. I fail to see the logic in that action, Captain.
I think I already did click the fire control room in the turbolift diagram, but let's check it out.
Turbolift access is blocked by an extremely...
Spock, please check out the transporter.
Captain, there are no coordinates set for the transporter.
He looks at you with a puzzled expression. He looks at you with a... These sliders activate the transport. You fail to obtain...
Captain, there are no coordinates.
Okay, still.
Transporter systems are operational.
Okay, so you need to touch
have
the
been
screen.
set to the photon torpedo loading bay.
He looks at you. He looks at you with a...
Ensign Keech, I want you to beam into the torpedo bay and unjam the loading mechanism. If you don't succeed, we'll all be on permanent shore leave in an Alassi jail.
I'll do my best, sir.
Do it, Spock.
I've reached the
damaged, fortunately.
What's causing the malfunction in the loading mechanism?
The inner loading door is stuck in the closed position. Now, I can force it open, but when the loading cycle is begun, the room will lose pressure. We won't be able to beam back here again.
Do it, Ensign. We'll just have to gamble that the system doesn't jam again.
The door's open, Captain. I'm ready to transport back.
Beam him back, Spock.
Oh, he did die. Nice. One of the best red shirts ever, apparently.
Save new game.
Yay.
With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Weapons.
Captain, the... They are jamming all frequencies, Captain.
Okay, we need to shoot first.
With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Weapons.
Captain, the Alassi can surely detect the lowering of our shields. They will undoubtedly try to board us if we lower them. Fascinating.
I'm not one to overlook strategic implications, Mr. Spock, but we can save that for another time.
You get no response.
Mr. Spock, what is the condition of the fire control system?
There is no power allocated to the weapons system, Captain.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do.
Okay. So the torpedoes are unjammed.
There is nothing at the moment.
With impulse power online and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Weapons.
Captain, the Alassi...
Because I need to do something else to divert the power, apparently.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do.
With impulse power...
Weapons.
Captain, the...
Okay, what? Are we missing something else? Yeah, we could actually try to do that.
Well, Captain Kirk,
okay,
I trust you and your
works.
valiant crew have retrieved the data I requested.
Not yet. We're having trouble access. Yes, we have. You'll have to beam over and get it, though. The computer subspace trans... Not yet. We're having trouble... Yes, we have. You'll have to beam over and get it, though. The computer...
How convenient, Kirk. We'll beam over, but no tricks. My sensors read that only your shields have power. Lower them now.
We'll comply. Kirk out.
With impulse power on...
Weapons.
Power allocated to weapons system.
Sensors indicate that the Alassi ship has...
There is nothing at the moment for me to do. There is nothing at the moment for... Mr. Spock, what is the condition...
Photon torpedoes.
Mr. Spock, what is the condition of the fire control system?
Photon torpedoes are loaded. This is the photon
You fail to obtain...
Mr. Spock, what is the...
Photon
Okay, fire. That's helpful.
Kirk, I should have known you'd try something underhanded like this. Weapons Master, fire all weapons on the Republic!
We can't, Captain. All weapon systems offline. Captain, the Enterprise is coming on high-speed approach.
Activate cloaking device, Kirk, until we meet again.
Not too soon, I hope.
Watch yourself, Captain. It may be sooner than you realize.
Enterprise to Captain Kirk. Are you safe, sir?
We're fine, Lieutenant.
Sir, we picked up another ship nearby, and we came as fast as we could. It appeared to cloak. Were you attacked by Romulans?
No, Ensign. It looks like the Alassi have been doing some business with him. Scotty, beam us back. We need to find that ship that attacked the Republic.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, finally.
Captain's log, stardate 6089.6. We are in pursuit of the starship that destroyed the Republic. Its trail is leading us to the planet Vardane, a member of the Federation whose motives have not always matched the high ideals of other Federation cultures.
Captain, I did not expect to hear you judge an entire culture. I understand the Republic.
I had bad experiences with the Vardane long ago, Mr. Spock.
Fascinating. Captain, I am reading a Constitution-class
boss fight.
heading for Vardane at warp factor 5.
Captain, its transponder codes match ours.
Sensors indicate it is an exact duplicate of the Enterprise, including hull markings.
Open hailing frequencies.
Captain Kirk, this is the Enterprise 2. I am Dr. Ayaz Burdell of the Verdane Defense Force. You do remember me, don't you, Captain?
I remember you. 10 years ago, when I was on the Farragut, we exposed your unethical practices to the Vardane Council.
The old Verdane Council. Politics is such a fickle business. The new one is much less concerned with trivial concerns. I remember your part in my disgrace, which is why when we began to construct our own Constitution-class ships, I insisted that we have our own Enterprise.
How did you manage to build a Constitution-class ship?
Our intelligence network is better than yours, Captain. How else does one gather secret information?
You are a member of the Federation. You have signed Federation treaties.
And we shall break them. The Federation's interference in our internal affairs is intolerable.
You must have been building that ship long before the Turgan crisis.
Captain, all wars require justification. They aren't supposed to be fun. You have your justification and I have mine. Don't take diplomacy so seriously.
Diplomacy.
However, Captain, I do intend to enjoy myself. I do intend to enjoy seeing Lieutenant Kirk's ship go up in flames. I shall laugh at the sight.
We'll see who gets the last laugh, Bridell. I'm sure you would. You're a fool, Bridell. You can't defeat a trained Federation crew unless you ambush them. We'll see who gets the last...
I have noted that the Federation enjoys talking, Captain. You may talk yourself to your grave. Prepare to be destroyed.
Raising shields.
Arming weapons.
There are several
Our weapons are offline. Aye, sir.
Lowering shields, Captain.
No.
Phasers repaired, Captain.
Disarming weapons. Arming weapons.
Okay.
Aye, sir.
Okay, he died.
The Enterprise has blown a previously saved